National security versus personal liberty. The Supreme Court's Umar Sharjeel bail ruling and fault lines in India's bail jurisprudence. The Supreme Court of India's recent refusal to grant bail to Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, accused in an alleged larger conspiracy behind the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots, has reopened a deep and unresolved constitutional debate. Where does national security end and personal liberty begin? Delivered nearly 6 years after their incarceration began, the judgment has ignited scrutiny not merely because bail was denied, but because of how the court justified that denial. At its core lies a tension between statutory restriction under the Unlawful Activities Act and the constitutional promise of liberty enshrined in Article 21. While the Supreme Court granted bail to five other accused in the same conspiracy case, it carved out an expectation for Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, holding that they stood on a qualitatively different footing. According to the bench, the prosecution's allegation placed the duo at the central and formative core of an alleged conspiracy, an assessment the court deemed sufficient at the bail stage to invoke the statutory embargo under Section 43D of the UAPA. Importantly, the bench, compromising and comprising Justices Aravind Kumar and N.V. Anjaria, refused to dissect evidence individually, holding that allegations must be viewed cumulatively to determine whether a prima facie case exists. Once that threshold is crossed, the court ruled prolonged incarceration, even approaching 6 years, cannot operate as a trump card to override legislative intent. The ruling is striking not for ignoring delay, but for consciously downgrading its constitutional weight. The court acknowledged that prolonged incarceration and trial delay are relevant consideration, yet insisted that they cannot dilute the statutory bar once the prosecution's case appears prima facie credible. This approach marks a departure from several earlier Supreme Court decisions where delay itself was treated as constitutionally determinative, even in cases involving grave allegations for terrorism and national security. The divergence across these rulings exposes a constitutional paradox. The Supreme Court continues to affirm that Article 21 is sacrosanct, yet permits prolonged pre-trial incarceration where allegations implicate national security even in the absence of trial progress. Is personal liberty an inviolable constitutional constant, or does it recede in the shadow of national security claim? Until this contradiction is reconciled, India's bail jurisprudence under special statutes will remain fractured, oscillating between constitutional idealism and statutory restraint.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.